Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You can also find the page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guidebook, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of the time when you're actually in the exam room working through your paper on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And so now we're going to complete the final paper in this 2017 book of practice papers. We're going to complete the paper S, the specimen paper. So if you turn with me to page 17, we're going to have a look at question 7. So I do recommend that you have a go of this yourself first. Doesn't matter if you go wrong, you'll always learn better by your mistakes. Write in pencil all the time, and then it doesn't matter, you can just rub it out and have another go. So I'm hoping that you've had a crack at this, and so now we'll look at question 7 together. So question 7, the first part of this question asks us to rewrite the bass clef notes into the treble clef. The main point here is to keep it at the same pitch. Be careful you don't jump octaves. The first answer is given. Now the clue is to always keep middle C as an anchor point. So we can see here, there's middle C at the top of the bass clef. So this is the G below middle C. So in the treble clef, there's middle C. So we need to count the G, and it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 below, 1, 2, 3, 4 below middle C. And then of course sharpen it as necessary, or so on. So here we have middle C in the bass clef, and so middle C in the treble clef would be there. So there's our middle C, and we just need to sharpen it. That's the exact note that we always keep using as an anchor point. So here, there's middle C in the bass clef, and we want the CBA below that. So there's middle C in the treble clef, and we want the CBA below that. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you could end up jumping octaves. So let's carry on. If you haven't had a go at these already, now you get the gist, just have a crack at them now. And so let's finish this together. So we've got C, middle C here, there's middle C in the treble. So we've got C, D, E, F. So we want C, D, E, F. So of course we don't need that ledger line now, so just rub it out, but you always pop it in at first point just to get you started as your anchor point. And then of course we just need to sharpen it. So there's middle C, and we're one step below that on the B. And so here, there's middle C, one step below it, there's the B, at the exact same pitch. Let's look at the next part of the question. So in which major key are all of these notes found? So we need to just look at our clues here. We've got a G sharp, we've got a C sharp, and we've got an F sharp. So which major key would have a G sharp, a C sharp, and an F sharp? Well, A major has a key signature of 3 sharps, which is F, C, G. And so the answer to that would be A major. There we go. So that's that one done. Let's press on to question 8. So question 8 is the multiple choice question of all of your performance directions in Italian terms. Just because it's now changed in this new format to multiple choice, I don't think necessarily makes it any easier, because sometimes you can think you know it and then one of the options will just throw you off your scent. There's a few red herrings there. So there's no alternative but to just revise these. Remember, this is all of grade 1 and all of grade 2 accumulating. So there's quite a lot to learn, and they're going to keep accumulating. So I suggest you get to grips with it now before you move on to the next grade when there's going to be even more. I suggest that you group them thematically rather than alphabetically. Compile a list of all of the grade 1 terms that could be fast or related to that, and then add the grade 2 words to it, and so on. Even colour code it. Just get creative with your revision, however you find it best to learn those. And so maybe just have a go at these, and then so press pause, have a go, and then re-access into the video and we'll check them through together. So let's check these through together now. They give us this first one. Tenuto means held, so we tick that one. Usually in performance terms it means it's held for full value, but it's usually slightly separated, but that's to show that it's not staccato and made shorter. It's full value held. Andante means at a medium speed. Sometimes you can say it at walking pace. Here we have our metronome marking. So we need 54 crotchet beats per minute. I mean, really, you can't say in a bar because that would be a massive bar. 54 crotchet beats in the melody is rather restrictive for the composer. None of those make sense. It's got to be in a minute. That gives you your speed, your tempo direction. If you think about it, if that was to say crotchet equals 60, that would be 1 click a second. That would set your tempo. So that's a good reference point there. Let's have a look at the next one. So this looks like a confusion of terms. It looks like it's an impossible thing to do because we've got staccato and we've got legato, which think, well, that's impossible. But combined, and that really just means sort of semi-staccato or slightly separated. It's just a little bit more gentle. So we have 2 words here that we need to make sure. Allegro we know is fast, so we've just got to, that was from grade 1, so now we've got this addition here, Allegro assai, and that means very quick. Fairly quick might be a good guess, but if you remember, allegretto is fairly quick. Now here we have our octave change of pitch, and because the dotted line is below, that means to perform an octave lower. If the dotted line or the full line was above, that would mean to perform an octave higher. So you just have to watch where that's positioned. Righty ho, well, we're now going to turn the page to the last question. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of that extra page. Keep burying my ruler and rubber. So let's have a look at question 9. So all of the questions are going to be referring back to this melody. Ooh, nice bit of Grieg here. And so we're going to have to keep shuffling up and down the page to keep referring back to this. So have a go at these, press pause, have a go, and then re-access into the video and we'll check through them together. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this. So the first question asks us how many semiquavers or 16th notes is the last note of the melody worth. There we go. So that's 3 crotchet beats long, and we know that there are 4 semiquavers to a crotchet, so 3 times 4 is 12. So that would be your answer. If you find that difficult to do in your head, we could just sort of divide it down. In fact, I'm just going to go here at the bottom of the page so I don't get in the way for the next question. So we know that that divides to that, which divides again to the semiquavers, and we've got 3 lots of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because we've got a 3-beat note here, so you could just do it visually as well to help you. Let's press on. Complete this sentence. The triplet here in bar 6, so we're referring to this here, means 3 quavers or 3 eighth notes in the time of, so it's 3 in the time of 2 quavers or eighth notes, or you could just distill it down further and say 3 quavers in the time of 1 crotchet or 1/4 note. Either way of answering that will be acceptable. Let's look at the next question. We need to say true or false to this sentence. All of the notes in bars 1 to 4 of this melody can be found in the key of E minor. So let's have a look at bars 1 to 4. Now E minor has a key signature of F sharp, so that makes sense because it's related to G major. Now can we explain this one as well? We have a D sharp here. Now if we count up the scale of E minor, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, it's the 7th degree of the scale which we've raised, and in the harmonic minor form we raise the 7th, and so that makes perfect sense to have the D sharp, and so that's true. Let's look at the next one. We need to give the time name, whether it's a crotchet or a quarter note or something like that, whichever terminology you prefer, of the rest in bar 4. So here's bar 4, here's the rest that we're referring to, and that's a half a beat rest, that's a quaver beat rest, or an 8th note rest. So it's a quaver or an 8th note. There we go. Underline one of the following words that describes how bar 3 should be played. So in bar 3, we have these performance symbols, and this is the clue that we're looking at here, because that's a legato, that's a slur, which means to play smoothly, and so there's our answer. Staccato would be all little dots underneath the notes or on top of the notes. So the last part of this is the easy peasy part. We need to just copy, but make sure you copy the correct bit. Sometimes it's from the start of the music. This time, however, they're saying from the start of bar 5 to the end of bar 8. So we're going to be copying this second bit. And then very helpful if they even tell us which bits to look out for. And we get 10 points for literally just copying. So, and if you remember at the start of the paper, it does tell you that you can lose marks if your work isn't neat and accurate and easy to read. So what I'm going to do, I always just align my bar lines immediately below theirs, and then I'm not going to lose track of where I am. I'm not going to run out of space either, and I can just keep track exactly where I am each time. So we need our clef and key signature. We always need a key signature. You don't need the time signature because that's only in bar 1, but we're going to need absolutely everything else. So I just like to get the note heads in first. You can do this in any order you like, just so long as everything's neatly included. So it doesn't matter what order you do. By all means, use a ruler, whatever it takes to make sure you get those full 10 marks. Nearly there. So I'll just pop the stems in now. I'm just going to do this quickly. You take whatever time you need. That's dotted. Beam those, that's the triplet. And then I think I'm going to definitely need a ruler for this run of quavers. And so let's add these slurs. And then we have this crescendo marking here. There's nothing else. By all means, even put the bar numbers in if that helps you. So it says don't forget the clef, we've got that, the key signature, dynamics, and all other details. We've got all of those slurs in, and so that's everything there. That completes that question, and that completes that paper. I do hope that you found that helpful. I hope this is of benefit to you. I also hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. Please do go to sharonbill.com and make use of all of the information that's available to you there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great. That'd be super encouraging to me. And subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots and lots more in store. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.